Okay, now we're gonna go to the main component of the German army, the tank armor-based department. Um, Light tank Panzer III, don't even bother buying. There's no point to buy crappy light tanks when you are the king of tanks. There's just no point to spend the $15 unless you're doing some crazy blitz, radio silence, ruse in the corner or something, trying to mess with your opponent. Then maybe get some lights, but other than that, don't waste your money on the $15 light tank. The Panzer IV is good. It's $25 upgrade, but I don't really. They're early. You can use them early game. The Panzer IV if you need to get tanks, but you also can get the Panther, which is better armor, and I believe it's just better, damage to tanks as well. The thing I have with this is upgrading to the Panzer IV and then the Panther is it costs $50, and the Panther's 35 and the medium tank is 25. The Panther's 25. The only thing that doesn't really make sense to me is why they put this in the game, is why they made them 25 when you can just get the Tiger tank for 50. That's what I don't understand. The Tiger tank is the same armor. It does more damage to tanks than the Panther, but it costs the same price. You have to upgrade twice. You're also losing research time in research to upgrade two things when you can just upgrade one and get the Tigers straight away, and then start pumping out those Tigers for 40 apiece. And it's only $5 more than the Panther. I just don't understand why they would do that. I'm assuming that the Panther's faster. I'm assuming the Panzer's fast, the Panther's faster, and then the King's slower. Or maybe the same speed as the Panzer. But I doubt that since it's a heavy. I just don't see why the Ruse developers made you spend $25 on to get a Panther when you can get a Tiger for the same price, and it's only $5 more. So if I were a German player, I would go straight Tiger tanks. No point to waste your $50 to get Panthers and Panzers, in my opinion, unless you want fast tank rush, or a faster tank rush, I should say. Just there's no upside for me to get a Panther if I was playing Germany. Just the Tigers just seem too worth it. I've seen Tiger tanks take on tanks and just like one-shotting mediums like they're nothing, and it takes like I don't know. Someone has a quote on here. I can't remember who it is. It's like I think it's either my Tiger or my King Tiger is equal to 10 of your Shermans, but you always have an 11th. It's making a joke because USA can produce so many tanks very quickly, and it takes the Germans a little while to get their motor running to produce those units out. So I just think the Tiger, if it can take out 10 Shermans or 10 Lees, why not? 10 Lees are $200, and one Tiger's $40. Actually, yeah, it's only $40 plus the upgrade, obviously, though. So you're pretty much balancing out, and that's only for one. If you have 3 or 4 Tigers, you pretty much just destroy every single Lee or Sherman the USA player puts out. And the USA player, to me, is the second best in tanks, easily. So the British, their tanks are horrible. Any German player would destroy a British player tank in a tank war. Italy's got a pretty good advanced heavy in the proto base, but I think the Tiger, especially the King Tiger, outrange it as far as I know, but I could be wrong on that. Sorry. And the French, not a fan of their tanks, and the USSR, again, not a fan of their tanks. I would say USA is the second place for tanks, and if the Tiger can take out a lot of Lees and Shermans, then there's no point to get the Panther or the Panzer. So Tiger it is. The only thing I have with it is that for this is there's no point to get the King Tiger. It's only one more armor, and it only does extra base damage, and it might have more range to it. It says 300 meters. Apparently it shoots further than anything I've ever seen, because I thought the max distance on these guns were able to blow away. Okay, I thought the max distance was 600. I think the max for tanks is 550, and then anti-tank it's 600. I think they gave that advantage to AT guns. But anyway, regardless, there's no point to get the King Tiger. You're gonna spend another $50, and then plus 50 just to get it. So you're spending 50 plus another 10 just to get armor upgrade and an extra ability to kill buildings faster. Not worth it, and it's slower. It has to be slower. Don't think they would make it the same. And it's slow to produce, as the text says. So I wouldn't waste the $50 to research the King Tiger. If I was a German player, I'd just stick right to my Tiger tanks. Stick my Tigers, my Strums, and my 88s, and roll over anyone who tries to have a tank battle with you. I've gone against German players before and tried to go tank for tank, and it's turned out pretty bad for me. The only way to really beat the German player in tank for tank is you gotta get those advanced ATs out quickly. You gotta get those Jacksons out ASAP. As soon as the game starts, build that AT, and then get those Jacksons out right away. So at least if they go Kings, or they go Tigers, sorry, you can at least have 3 or 4 Jacksons on the field by the time they pump that Tiger out. So if they pump that Tiger out and you already got 3 or 4 Jacksons, then you're laughing, because the Jacksons will just there's too many Jacksons. They can take that heavy tank down, and 2 Jacksons is the price of 1 Tiger. So you can even trade, but I'd rather have less Tigers on the field any day, pretty much. So like I said, Tiger tank all the way when it comes to armor. Anti-tank base, the Pak 36, $5. It's cheap, but it's also garbage. If you're getting rushed early by light tanks or maybe mediums from like Italy, I keep saying Italia, from Italy, the Pak 36 might be for you. It's a quick, just cheap. You probably pump out 4 or 5 of them, stop that tank rush, and then get back to some serious stuff. Now I'm not talking about 1v1s or 2v2s, I'm talking about 3v3, 4v4s. You'd want to pump those out for a quick rush against you. But Pak 36 and 1v1, 2v2, not worth it. Not even though it's $5, there's no point to make them. And I say this because you can get 88s. Like the anti-tank base, I wouldn't even build, to be honest. When I play as Italy, I don't even build an anti-tank base. I build an artillery anti-air, and I pump out 90s, or in this case 88s, the whole time. So to me, there's no point to build anti-tank base unless they start massing artillery. If they start massing artillery, the opponent, then you want to go to get anti-tank base, and then you want to start upgrading. The Pak 36 wouldn't get. The Pak 40 is actually pretty good in the woods. It does tons of damage. Same thing for me. For the USA players, it's the same kind of. It's the exact same as the M5 to me, and but it's $5 more. So nothing you can do about that. But it's still a good unit for woods. I would for sure upgrade. The upgrade is $25, pretty cheap. It's not going to break your bank. The USA's upgrade is $50, I believe, if I check my chart here. Yeah, it's $50. So actually you're getting a deal by upgrading to these wooded ATs.